There is a big controversy within Academy Motion Picture Arts and Sciences circles regarding what went down at the 95th Oscar nominations when an actress named Andrea Riseborough was named as a candidate for to be nominated and was nominated for Best Actress for a small film called To Leslie. Now, here's the problem. The entire list of Best Actress nominees does not include one woman of color. In a number of Oscar nominations prediction sessions, a number of people predicted that either Michelle Yeoh or Viola Davis or both will be among those nominated. That didn't happen. But Andrea Riseborough was. And so the question is, well, how did that happen? In an interview with IndieWire, or at least I should say, in fairness to the publication, what happened, in an account written by IndieWire's author, Ryan, whose name I'm not going to announce because I don't want to butcher it, but he's the only Ryan writing at IndieWire, it was reported that the maker of To Leslie, a man by the name of Michael Morse, made calls to friends of his and contacts who were either directly Academy members or had Academy members as friends. And that led to sending of copies of the movie, parties to support the movie To Leslie, to get nominated, for example, for Best Picture, and then, of course, for Andrea Riseborough as Best Actress. And it involved such people as Charlize Theron and Ed Norton, two Academy members in the acting division of AMPAS, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Well, that activity, as reported by IndieWire and echoed by The Guardian, is illegal. You would say, which activity? Specifically, contacting Academy members on the part of the filmmaker, either directly or indirectly. If you want proof of this, all you have to do is find a document. It's not actually in the direct rules document, but it's in a document called Eligibility Criteria for and Promotion for the 2023 Academy Awards. It's a 9-page document. If you scroll down to page 9, you will see Rule 10 named by one word, lobbying. And there is a 1-paragraph sentence that prohibits direct contact of any member of the Academy in the process of promoting a film to be nominated or an actress. And I'm only paraphrasing. I'm not quoting the exact paragraph because the exact paragraph is more elegant than I'm presenting. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter if the film is considered for Best Picture or an actress or an actress nominated or any category of Best Sound or, well, Best Costume. Academy members cannot be contacted who are in a specific division responsible for voting By contrast, one of the reported social media messages that went out was that there were 1,304 members of the acting division of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, and that Andrea Riseborough only needed 218 votes to get into the running for Best Actress. But all that should not have happened. You would say what happened to Viola Davis and Michelle Yeoh? Well, in the case, they were reportedly the focus of promotion methods that were within the rules. In other words, done by the studios and not grassroots. Whenever you see a grassroots effort regarding promoting someone to be nominated for an Oscar, according to the rules, that's not permitted. What happened in the case of the women of color is, I believe, their marketing budgets simply were not big enough to promote them in those categories. For all the talk that, negative talk, that people toss at Harvey Weinstein in this desire to throw the baby out with the bathwater, the dirty bathwater of what he has done, the fact of the matter is that Harvey Weinstein spent a lot of money and a lot of focus on making absolutely certain the actors and actresses within his movies, as well as his movies, were promoted handsomely within the rules, upwards of $12 million or more per picture. So this isn't so much. Now let's deal with the race issue, because I was about to not focus on that, but I'm going to. The fact that this happened masks another problem that we as African Americans expect a mostly white institution to, and rightly so, treat us fairly. That's what this entire journey has been about. But there's one thing that we consistently forget. We as Black people have not historically backed each other by word of mouth or lobbying to achieve something. That happened in this case because, note, there was no grassroots effort to push any woman of color to be nominated for Best Actress. That's what this story does not consider. Had there been a grassroots effort early on, sure. When I say grassroots effort, I mean phone calls and everything. That's not allowed. But grassroots efforts can take on other looks that are within the rules. Grassroots efforts by contacting the studio, for example, and saying, hey, you know what? You need to promote these actresses. Grassroots effort that involves someone knowing a studio exec, saying you need to put more money into this. Very indirect marketing because we're not hearing enough about it. Or even just talking about these roles and saying, hey, look, they should be for Best Actress. But having it done by people who are not Oscar members and are just doing it in general, okay? Something you have to be very careful. But my point is, overall, there was no push to do that. But there are people who felt so strongly about To Leslie that they're willing to do something that wound up violating the rules. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. Now, I'm not going to say that hasn't happened at all, because I look at Precious, which came out, I believe, in 2016, which received a great deal of grassroots support in the right way. There are other examples too. So I think, but I will say this. Overall, we, as people of color, have to make absolutely certain we're communicating to other people of color via social media and the world, and not assume that somebody white will not support the effort, because today, by and large, that's just the opposite. That they should be backing this film or person for an award. Just in general conversation. All right, general conversation. That's the idea. But I point to you what happened regarding the actions of 5 Memphis police officers who felt that it was okay to beat a black man to death. And that happens all too often. As LeBron James said on Twitter, or tweeted on Twitter, we are our own worst enemy. So part of the reason this problem exists is indeed our failure to acknowledge the greatness that others do. It doesn't matter who that person dates. It doesn't matter what that person's orientation is. They're African American, support them. Don't be so quick to diss them. Like in my case, what I get is, hey, you talk like a white guy. I haven't heard that in 20 years. But all of a sudden, over the past, 3 years, I've heard it. Maybe it's because I'm down here in the South. But even then, I haven't been down here so little that I can point to a time where I didn't hear that. Now I'm starting to hear it. That's ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with a black person using, if you will, the Queen's English appropriately. Subscribe to Zenny62, bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com. Oh, and by the way, I believe that the official action that takes Ms. Riseborough off the Best Actress list will happen after the next Academy Board of Governors meeting. That will happen. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com.